Okay, so this quick video is just how to use this TVM time value money calculator. I have other videos on how to do this in Excel, but I thought a simple little financial calculator is helpful as well. If you look at the top, you should be able to see the URL if you don't have this link already. So what this does is says like, what are you trying to borrow? So remember, this is the amount of the loan and not the amount of whatever you're buying. So you could buy a house or a car, but let's buy a car. And let's say this car was like $23,000 that we need to finance. The payments, we're going to try to figure that out, like how much we have to pay. In the future, we want the loan value to be zero. We're going to pay it off. The annual percent, that's just what's our interest rate. Let's say it was like 5.25. The periods is the total number of periods for the loan. So don't put in like 4. If it's 4 years, you would have to put 48 for 4 years. And we are compounding monthly because you're going to pay every time. And how to get it to give you the value you want is just to hit the PMT, and it tells you here's how much you pay, $532.28. The negative says you're paying. You may look at that and think like, I don't want to pay $532 a month. So you have a couple of choices. You could say, well, maybe I'm just going to get a longer loan. Maybe we're going to go 6 years, which would be 72 payments. So then you could hit the payment and it came down a lot. It's $373. Another thing you could do is borrow less, right? So let's say we want to borrow $17,000 instead. Then let's go back to 4 years. And then we could say, what's our payment that way? So really easy to move around. What I like is you have lots of capabilities here. And so here's how I think you should be car buying. You should think like, how much can you afford a month? So maybe you have decided you can afford $285 a month. And you know the bank said they're going to give you a 6% interest rate, and you're going to do, let's say 5 years this time. So that would be 60 payments. And then I would look at PV, which says, here's how much I can borrow. So when I go shopping, I have a budget. So a budget's a good idea. I like that as kind of like how to plan out what to do. So if you know how much your payment can be, then I can figure out what I can actually borrow. You could do this for a house too. So of course a house would cost a lot more money. So let's say like, I don't know, $325,000 we were going to borrow. Again, we'll figure out the payments. APR, let's drop that lower, like 2.75. And of course more payments, let's say 30 years. And then I go to the payment and it says 1326.78. Don't get too excited when you're like, that's less than my rent. This is only the principal and interest. You still got to pay for insurance and taxes and all that fun stuff that goes along with being a house and having a house. So don't move out just yet, right? Like think like there's other stuff that goes with that as well. So it's not as cheap as it just looked right there. All right, so hope that was helpful. Wanted to keep it quick. Good luck.